little party I went to?
Where the track
Diddy
at?
party? We went to the little private area.
I gotta go.
Behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a house, his backyard with a fat bed. And then it had like a miniature little whatever.
Chrisean Rock recently caused a stir on the internet when she attacked Young Miami on Instagram for selling her to Diddy so that she may be used as a freak-off. Because the disclosure came at the same time that Miami was exposed by a victim appearing as Jane Doe in the ongoing trial, people were extremely nasty to Miami and raked her for dirt. According to her, Miami was Diddy's favorite freakout queen and was getting paid more than any of his sidekicks. According to Jane Doe, Miami was getting around $250,000 a month, which was then increased to $500,000. While she was only getting about $10,000, Diddy apparently increased Miami's monthly payment to $500,000. Diddy also accused Young Miami of Young Miami of ending payment to $500,000. Diddy also cut $100,000. Diddy also accused Young Miami of being complicit in his illegal business when Lil Rod, one of his essay victims, sued him. He only mentioned what Miami had done to him in his initial declaration, but he later changed his case to reveal that she'd been paid up to $250,000 to commit a number of crimes, including smuggling drugs across state lines on his behalf. This is why she was not only freaking out with him but also giving him girls, including one Christian girl, and covering up his misdeeds. Lil Rod claims that while he was drunk and attending a Thanksgiving party Diddy invited him to in Miami, he put narcotics in his drink. He was practically helpless to protect himself, according to court documents, so he ordered Young Miami to make her relative essay him while he looked on and did as he pleased. Lil Rod eventually added even more embarrassing details regarding Young Miami to the case, as I previously stated. While he was in the restroom, he said Miami's cousin barged in and started groping him and doing oral acts on him without his permission. According to Jones, after he attempted to push her away and exited the bathroom, Miami's cousin followed him undressed and attempted to straddle him and have sex with him in front of Diddy and other people. He asserted that Young Miami was among those who were paid monthly by Diddy to serve as his former employees in exchange for supplying him with females for his parties. He went on to include some photos from that evening, which showed Miami having a blast with Diddy and her cousin. He further alleged that she smuggled medications for Diddy whenever he needed them, including his infamous pink, which has been brought up during his trial as if these charges weren't harsh enough. Although the police said it wasn't in their control, it was one of the things they took from his hotel room the day he was caught, suggesting he was preparing to have another freakout that day. According to the lawsuit, in order to get this pink to Diddy via his private jet, accountant Robin Greenhill would ensure that wire transfers or cash payments were delivered to former staffers Frankie Santella, Moybon, and Brendan. Paul and KK would also be responsible for ensuring that workers received their cash payments. At one time, they broke up because Diddy reduced their monthly payment to $250,000, despite long-standing claims that he was paying Miami as much as $500,000. According to Robin Greenhill, who provided information on the defendant's continuous illegal scheme, Young Miami Jade and Daphne Joy were given a monthly fee to serve as Mr. Combs' former workers and were paid via wire transfer, and she was not going to take it. Remember when Miami bravely warned Diddy's sidekick that Jana would be on her knees consuming her urine if she simply called Diddy? It provided a great deal of information. Why else would she act so brazenly over a quarrel that was never really serious? I'm the mother of this household and you young girls are beneath me. People had already begun to suspect Miami of doing something extremely criminal in order to pay her that amount, and they were clearly correct. Interview.
Young Miami put out a tweet a while back and basically was into it with, I guess, one of Diddy's other women.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically said, if I wanted you to eat my cat, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now. Do you think that that was really like her telling on herself before she knew things were gonna hit the fan?
No,
like
I think that was her being herself because she's a dumb.
Damn.
I think she was just telling the truth because it's almost as rough as Nicki Minaj with females out here. I hear she lace front all the time. Snatching up and throwing them in her nasty twat. Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Carisha, please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Carisha, stop, Carisha, please. She likes that. That turns her on. Wild bitch. And her in the sexy red and the Sukianas and all this the saucy Santanas. The whole lot of them. Got sadist. I know a Punisher when I see one. I was a Punisher one time in my life. You know, it takes one to know one. Right. And I used to be hard on but these, they doing I wouldn't do.
However, Carissa made the decision to join in as well when the rumors started to spread online. She revealed that during Diddy's freak-offs, Young Miami tried to get Chrisean to be Diddy's lover, claiming that there came a time when Miami started getting seriously before Diddy was implicated. She wasn't entirely sure why she was close to Sean and often brought her out. She started to piece things together at that point and realized that Miami was trying to become one of Diddy's freak-off girls.
They was trying to recruit Chrisean. That's what Diddy and what the girl Carisha was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast. And we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty. Cause it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Cause remember they just had her pulling up to everything. Thought she about, do you love her? Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We gonna this podcast gonna be, cause y'all know the mama know everything and everybody business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Cause they kept calling her, remember, pull up to the birthday party. Come over here and dance on Carisha. Remember that? I feel like they was trying to recruit that baby to be in on this. That makes, see what I'm saying? That's why I gotta have a podcast, because I gotta get the on the table. Can't nobody get it on the table but my nosy, okay? Tasha K, and she over there making up. I know we gonna get to the bottom of on this podcast. Tell me if I'm lying. Go on over there and tell me if I'm lying. I'm telling you, they was trying to recruit that baby. They said, let's get her away from him. Mm-hmm. That's what they was doing. We gonna put a couple pounds of that on her and have her fly. They ain't gonna never suspect her.
Damn, that would make so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he grabbed him and he said, what did he say? He said, do you love her or she needs love? All she needs is love.
All she needs is love. Now, how about that? We're going to explore all the possibilities.
People initially thought Carissa was trying to control the situation, but after conducting their own investigation, they found receipts for the topics Carissa had been talking about. They also found an old video of Chrisean repeatedly reaching over and kissing her face during one of Diddy's parties. She tried to leave without him because Chrisean seemed so confused and uncomfortable, but he held her. Additionally, there is another video dated January of this year. As if this wasn't already weird, Crone said that Diddy had summoned her and Lemuel to his private chamber, which was right behind his own house, where she described how Diddy had jacked up the executive producer of Daddy's Lemuel Plumber. No phones were allowed in this room, and Lemuel was not even allowed to bring his security with him. It seems that this room was the location of certain private gatherings that some think are his freak-offs. Chrisean said that Diddy grabbed him as soon as she and Lemuel walked into the room to meet him by his collar for paying her less for hanging out with criminals. When I initially heard this, I didn't understand how Lemuel's underpayment of her was linked to Diddy, but I assumed it was a ruse to make Chrisean feel secure in his care while Diddy was trying to enlist Chrisean to join his group. After that day, Chrisean added she and Lemuel started to have problems, but he started paying her generously.
I will never forget that motherfucking day, bro. So I set a price. I said 200,000. You said 100. I said 150. I'm not going underneath that. Cause what? I'm about to bring a lot to the table. That little party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever. And then me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in like a little with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. Hold on. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Early on in the party or whatever. We just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Sean. And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck. It was like, but do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she need is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till
Diddy used this strategy to convince Count that she deserved better and that he was the one who would make it happen for her, just like he did with Cassie. Jane Doe, his second victim, whom I mentioned before, confirmed that this was the very method he employed to acquire her. Jane Doe revealed that she had been dating Diddy from 2021 to 2024 at the time of his incarceration. Young Miami knew Jane Doe's name since, as you may remember, she'd also been seeing Diddy since 2022 until the FBI captured him. The story of Jane Doe is identical to Cassie's, except that, unlike Cassie, Jane admitted that she stayed with Diddy because he was paying her rent and had promised to give her over $10,000 a month if she complied with all of his demands. Diddy merely gaslighted her by reminding her who was paying the bills and claiming that if she left, he would cease doing all of those things despite her repeated protests that she didn't want to do any of it, even the freak-offs. Then she started freaking out again. Seeing pictures of him hanging out with Turks, Koss, and Young Miami was one of the reasons she left him. It seems that he chose Miami over her because she refused to go crazy with him. Miami was taken aback by this, since it implies that she was probably aware of the antics and consented to keep quiet as long as the money was coming in. No one would have cared if Miami had flipped out with Diddy, was pulled in this manner, apparently in an attempt to persuade naive ladies like Sean to join as well. They needed to acquire Lemmy and Natalie next, according to one person, while another claimed that hiring Rock would have been a mistake because Rock wouldn't maintain a secret. Natalie is doing this for Lemmy, while Young Miami is doing this for Diddy. How do you feel about this? Is it possible that they were genuinely attempting to obtain Chrisean? Remember to click here to view this other filthy film and feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments area below.